Hey friends, welcome to the Farm and Pastor's Wife. I'm so glad you're here. I guess you can tell I am not in my kitchen. We're cooking for a crowd at the church fellowship hall today. Okay, so first let me say welcome to my channel. If you're new, if you're back here, welcome back. My name is Leslie. I'm the Farm and Pastor's Wife. I do lots of videos on cooking, farming, grocery hauls, unboxings, try-on hauls, all kinds of things. So if you don't mind, I would love for you to hit subscribe, hit that little bell, and then select the word all. That way you don't miss anything. And be sure to give me a thumbs up or thumbs down. Either one helps. So I'm just so glad you're here. And so yeah, we're going to make a church fellowship meal. Usually we have these once a month. I usually cook, although there have been occasions where we were catching chickens or whatever, and I had to get somebody else to do it. But I've put on, I think Bryant put on Facebook a picture of our pork chops and stuff, and some of you said, I hope you show this and video it, so that's what I'm doing. So the first thing I want to do is get started with the tea. And what I do is I make a tea concentrate. First of all, I want it to steep as long as I can because there's all the flavor. But I make a tea concentrate, which means I just don't fill the urn completely up with water. And that way I can put them in smaller containers and store them. I'll fill one urn, fix it completely like it's supposed to be. I'll put one tea concentrate in the refrigerator so when we run out of the first one, all we have to do is pour the concentrate up and then add water to it, and we've already got tea ready to go. I normally make 2 sweets and 1 unsweet. So that's what I'm going to get started on first. Okay guys, so our sweet tea, I put those in the big 3-gallon urn. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill just a normal pot like you would normally fix tea. You know, what, 4 or 5 cups of water, and I'm going to put in each one 8 tea bags. Now the unsweet, I just put it in a regular gallon, so I just use 3 tea bags for it. But remember, it's going to be really strong, but we're going to add water to the urn. So yeah, and let's see if there's anything else I need to tell you. I don't have my tripod, so I can't necessarily point you down to, I'm just pulling the paper things off the end of the tea bag, just because it's just easier sometimes for me for the string and everything to go down in there. So, and I don't put my sugar in until I'm ready to pour it up. You know, I still want it to be warm, but so it dissolves the sugar, but I don't cook it. I don't cook the sugar in these pots with the tea because it has been known to stick, and that's not good. Okay, so I've got those, my 2 sweets going. Now I got to get a pot for my unsweet. Okay guys, I turned on some light, so some more light, so you might can see me just a little bit better now. So let me tell you, we're having barbecue pork chops, we're having green beans, and we're having like ranch potatoes. So when you're cooking for a crowd, the first thing you need to get out of your mind is that you can do everything from like complete scratch. Like there's no way I can peel enough potatoes to fix tonight. I mean, I guess I could, but my hands would be screaming. And so you're going to have to be okay with using some canned ingredients. So I bought canned green beans that I'm going to doctor up. I bought some canned potatoes that I'm going to doctor up. And I've enlisted some help when it comes to the pork chops. We have a gentleman in our church who has a nice cooker / grill, and he is going to grill up our pork chops for us. So I don't even have to worry about the meat, except maybe getting it out there to him. So now the hard part for me is opening these big number 10 cans. So that's going to be a feat. Okay, so I'm deciding to film this because I figured you guys could use some comic relief, and this may get very comical here in just a minute. I don't like using this thing. I never can use it right. And so we're going to see. I may have to call Bryant. Bryant's at home crusting the chicken houses. And y'all, let me tell you, it is like almost 10 o'clock or getting close to 10 a.m. I didn't need to get here this early, but this is a day that I love because Bryant is usually working on the farm. I can come here and get things started so I'm not so stressed at the end. And then I can bring like my Bible study. That's what I brought today. I brought Bible study. I need to make a grocery list. I need to do some planning in my planner. And so it's just kind of a day I can sit here in the fellowship hall alone while I'm cooking and get some things done and spend some just quality time with the Lord. So I actually like this day. But anyway, I may have to call him to come help me. This might be funny. I never can remember if the handle's supposed to be up or down. Let's open the green beans. Y'all. Alright, here goes nothing. So far, so good. Okay. One down and a bunch more to go. I'm gonna turn you off in case it gets ugly. Okay, y'all. Nothing short of a miracle, but I got them all open. So, I did have to go turn the air on afterwards though. Okay, so now let me show you something you've got to have if you're cooking for a crowd. It's one of these big roasters. This is good for chili, for soups, for vegetables. It's good for all kinds of things. If you're going to have a meat with gravy, these are perfect. Walmart sells them. I think they're 18 quarts. I don't know. But it's a great big roaster. So I'm going to pour the juice off the potatoes, and I'm going to actually see if some of those need cutting in half or quartered. But for the green beans, I'm just dumping them in. I'm going to doctor them up, and I'll bring you back for that in just a second. Okay, so with the green beans, I was only able to fit 4 cans, but I opened all 5. So I've drained the juice off of the 5th one, and hoping that once it cooks a little while, we can add that one in. If not, I'll just bag that one up and send it home with somebody, or we can freeze them. I don't know. We'll do something with them. But if I was at home, now I would be seasoning my beans with some side meat or some bacon, something like that. Also, if I had an onion, I would have chopped it up and put it in here too. I didn't get an onion at the store. I thought I had one at home. I didn't. So, and I didn't know what spices we have here at the church because sometimes we're out of things. So I just brought some things from home. I brought some onion powder. I brought some parsley for the potatoes. I brought some ranch dressing for the potatoes. And so anyway, I do have oil here, and so I'm going to pour a little bit of just oil. If you had olive oil, that would be the best, but I don't have olive oil, so I'm just going to use what we got. And I'm going to go pour some of this in there, not much, maybe 2 or 3 tablespoons. And I'm going to put onion powder and a little bit of sugar in there. Okay guys, so I'm just taking these potatoes out, cutting them in half. If they're real big, I'll cut them in quarters. So you might be saying, why are you taking the time to cut these in half? To make them go further. The can says a serving size is 2 potatoes. If you give me 2 of these, you're just gonna make me mad. So I'm cutting them up to make them go further. And it helps them soak up the flavor. And I'll cut them into thirds, or depending on how big they are, we're going to get several pieces out of this. So I've got a lot of potatoes to be cutting. So thank goodness I don't have to peel them. Yay, sorry you heard the ding. I forgot to turn my volume off. So, okay guys, I got some cutting to do. I'll see you back in just a little bit. Okay guys, I'm going to turn the camera around and see if I can show you this one-handed. I got all the potatoes cut up. They're in the cooker and I'm going to season them up, and so I'm going to see if I can show you this one-handed. Okay guys, so the first thing I'm going to add is some salt. And you don't have to put terribly much, because I am going to put what I'm fixing to put in now, which is ranch dressing. You know, y'all watch me, you know I love this stuff, and I use it in just about everything. And I'm going to say a half a cup. We may add more in just a little bit. Okay, I'm also going to add some black pepper. I didn't have like a seasoning size. I'm just having to use the picnic style black pepper. We don't have to have a whole lot of that. They can pepper it at their tables. And the good stuff. I'm going to add about 3 sticks of butter, because this is a really large cooker. And we actually may add more butter later. Okay, so now I'm just going to fill some water. Not sure how much water we're going to end up putting in, but I don't want it swimming, but I want them covered so that they're able to get warm and it melts that ranch dressing down on them. And y'all, when we get them, okay, let's see if I can see where oh yeah, that's good. All right, so I'm gonna get the lid on, get these turned on. We may add some more seasoning in a little bit, and see what they need. I can't have potatoes on my diet, so hopefully Caroline's gonna come eat lunch with me and she can taste them and see what they need. But I'm gonna get them turned on. I'm gonna turn them on wide open, probably around 350. Not wide open, because I think it goes to 450, but we'll turn it to 350, get them going, and we'll see if we need to add more seasoning in just a little bit. Once they're done, right before we get ready to serve, I'm gonna pretty them up with some parsley flakes. Okay guys, I just went outside. That's why my glasses are a little dark. If you watched my video on my health journey, my weight loss, you found out I'm on the program Optavia. And the thought process on their program is that you eat a fueling, and I love that they call it fueling, because it reminds you what food is actually for. It's to fuel your body. Anyway, you eat a fueling every 2.5 to 3 hours. I just looked, I'm at the 3-hour mark, so it's time for a fueling. These are actually not my favorite. I don't like the crunchers. I do like the honey mustard crunchers. And I haven't tried the jalapeno ones. I've ordered them, so we'll see. But these are the zesty cheddar and Italian. They're good. It's not that they're bad. It's just they're not my favorite. But what I like about these is because they're drier, helps me get in my water. So it's time. I'm going to sit down while the potatoes and the green beans are cooking and have me a fueling. Okay guys, to the tea I added 4 cups of sugar in here, but remember, this is a concentrate. This is actually going to end up making about a little over 3 gallons, probably 3.5 gallons. And so right now it's like a syrup because it's just concentrated tea and lots of sugar. But we will be adding, I'll show you one I've already got made. This tea urn, in fact, I need to go on up with a little more water. But this is 1 syrup with water added. And so that is a tea concentrate. And so, yeah. There you go. Now you can get a better look at it. It looked really dark because it was up against that black coffee pot there. But that is our concentrate. I'll probably add some more water, but this is about a 3.5 gallon urn, and so those 4 cups of sugar go a long way. Okay, so this one back over here is kind of our syrup. It's our concentrate. So I'm actually just going to put a lid on that and stick it in the refrigerator. I know it's a concentrate. I'll keep an eye on the tea, or whoever I have serving drinks. I will have them keep an eye on the tea, and when they know what to do. That when it runs out, just to get this out, pour it in the urn, and then fill the urn up with water. It helps to be ahead and have things done ahead. There's what did all the magic on the pork chops right there. That's what's left of the pork chops. Green beans are pretty much gone. And we have a few potatoes, but not many. Okay guys, well that was a huge success. The pork chops were out of this world. I hate so bad I didn't get the men grilling the pork chops out, but they were so good. Oh my goodness, they were so good. And let me tell you, it's easy to cook for a crowd when you ask for help and you plan things appropriately. You plan easier things. You don't totally get rid of it has to be completely from scratch. Now, if you have the time and you have the resources and you have the availability to cook from scratch, then by all means do it. But don't be afraid to use some canned or frozen or whatever items and just doctor them up. Make them taste good. Make them taste homemade. So, there you have it. Cooking for a crowd on the Farm and Pastor's Wife. So glad you joined me. Thank you for watching. And remember, if the grease is hot enough, you can fry anything. Bye, y'all.